HPD officer was shot in the leg during a home invasion in Spring Branch yesterday. This morning, we're hearing from the homeowner about what happened and a neighbor who came close to one of the suspects. Igochi Iloka joins us live in the newsroom. And Igochi, some of this was caught on camera.
Ron, it was, and you'll see the beginning stages of this home invasion on surveillance video. Houston police say they were able to respond to it in minutes thanks to a neighbor calling 911 following this scream. Take a listen. On camera, you see a man run inside, shut the front door, and a white car drive away. Before that, Houston police say 2 men knocked on the door of a house on Alderney Drive just before 10 a.m. yesterday. When a woman opened the door, the men rushed inside with her 2 toddlers just feet away. When officers responded, a few shots were fired and Officer Durfee was hit. His partner administered first aid in the field, saving his life. A neighbor saw one of the suspects trying to get in his backyard when police chased him. The homeowner, who was gone, tells us the suspects ransacked the house with his daughter and grandkids inside.
Crazy.
They zip-tied my daughter.
Absolutely crazy.
She's got a 1 and a 3-year-old.
They look out your kitchen window and see 3 police officers with guns drawn, telling him not to move. It scared the hell out of them.
And really terrifying. That neighbor you just heard from there says
Absolutely
the suspect tried to hide his weapon on his car's tire before police arrived. Now, the homeowner tells us his daughter only opened the door because she thought they were food delivery drivers. One suspect was arrested at the house. Another was taken into custody outside a different home. And a third potential suspect driving the white car was detained at a nearby shopping center. We are hoping to get an update on...
What it do, YouTube? Your boy Eisner's Tactical. Man, you saw that intro. That's crazy, man. It's crazy. So, man, and that was like a couple days ago. And so that's what made me spurn to do this video on home defense, man. You have to have some type of home defense set up, and you got to be prepared at all times. You need to have multiple firearms. That's why I keep saying you probably have to have multiple firearms. I know it sounds crazy. There was a time in America when you probably just needed one. And now, with the hyper violence of all these criminal elements, they're not traveling one at a time. They're coming in packs. So we got our hands full, man. I mean, we really got our hands full. Stand by 1 second. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. So, but yeah, man. So you're gonna have to really have a plan. You know, camera systems, motion detectors, light sensors, dogs. I mean, you know, all that's great and everything. But again, if you one of the people that like to have dogs for a home defense security system, just gonna give you a heads up. You know, I love the pooches too, but they out here shooting the dogs out here in California. So they're not gonna sit there and deal with that. So then they're poisoning them and they're putting fentanyl in like bologna meat, and you know, so. I mean, you know, it's kind of fucked up. I mean, you want to have a dog for self-defense, but if you're a really good pet owner, you don't want to see your dog die. But so yeah, what's going to come down to is being able to get a drop on them first. Meaning you got to be diligent, smart, paying attention, listening to sounds around your house, checking your cameras, and then you have to go to your firearms to defend yourself. And which brings me to my home defense situation. I'll just start off with YouTube. I just want to make you understand right now, I'm in a safe control environment. All these firearms you're going to see are going to be empty and clear. There's nobody to the left, to the right, up, down, okay? So we're in a safe control environment. So let me start off with my go-to home, well, not go-to, but I have a couple things for home defense. I have plenty of options, let's put it that way. But let me start with my secondary home defense. Clear this real quick. Clear firearm, no mag, nothing in the chamber. This is an empty magazine, empty firearm right here. This is my Glock 21 45 ACP. This thing takes some big giant 230 grain hollow point, jagged hollow points, 10 round YouTube compliant, California compliant magazine, 10 rounds of 45 ACP, which is very, very dangerous, man. That is lethal. one of those hits you in soft tissue, you're going down. So you want to have a pistol, I believe, for at least a pistol. It doesn't have to be a Glock 21, not to be a Glock period. It doesn't have to be 45 ACP. You can pick whichever one you want. I prefer 45 ACP for home defense because it's such a big round. It's slow, but you're going to be shooting in close quarters and does a lot of damage. And that's why I like it. And this one, I like the Glock 21 because it's very soft shooting 45 ACP. I mean, it's very soft shooting, hardly any recoil. So this has been my home defense for quite a while. You want to have a light on your home defense firearms. I got a nice light. This thing is really bright. I don't know, it's something crazy, like 1,000 something lumens, something like that. Something crazy like that. And you got all these modes. It looks like you only got two. You got strobe and then you got steady. But that's all you need. And then I got night sights. You guys can see that. So, want to have a pistol for your home defense. Like I said, this is always by my nightstand every single night. And then in the daytime, I just kind of leave it there and have other firearms everywhere else, but this never really leaves by the bed. So this is definitely one of the items that I have out at night, every single night, and I feel confident with this. And when you're picking your firearms and your pistols, whatever you're gonna have, make sure that you test the ammo you're gonna have in it. These are S&B's, selling billet, whatever, I can't remember that name, selling billet, whatever. And I had 230 grain, and I definitely have ran that, and it runs fine. And so you want to test that ammo you're going to have in there for your home defense. Make sure it runs well. Make sure you have good quality magazines. You don't want no jams. You want to make sure this thing is clean, oiled up real good, and you want to have some snap caps and do dry fire. Just make sure all the mechanisms are working, because when you grab this, you're probably grabbing this to save your life or your loved one's life. So you don't want any hiccups, no jams, no nothing. You want to be confident that everything's going to run well. So Glock 21 is a great choice for a home defense firearm. I wouldn't hesitate suggesting this to anybody, but like I said, don't get caught up on Glock. You don't have to have a Glock. You can have whatever you want. But just remember, whatever you pick, make sure it's reliable and you test the ammo that you're gonna run in it, okay? So, Glock 21. Now, a lot of this is gonna be based on your living environment. Do you live in an apartment complex, a trailer? Do you live in the basement of your parents' house? Or is there neighbors less than 2 feet, houses less than 4 or 5 feet from your outer walls to your home? All that's gonna play it should, if you're trying to have a comprehensive home defense setup that keeps everybody in your house alive and you don't hurt civilians and your neighbors that had nothing to do with your potential unfortunate home invasion. So the weapon you're going to choose, the ammo you're going to choose, those things are going to matter the layout of your house. So for me, I feel confident that a jagged hollow point 45, and a good thing about hollow points is that they fragment upon contact, so they splinter and stick to whatever you get. So you want to definitely have jagged hollow points for your pistol that you choose. So you don't want wall penetration. Like if you live in an apartment complex, you wouldn't want an FN 5.7, something like that. That'd be too much. And so just keep that in mind. Something with hollow points and something that, you know, the rounds you choose with that they don't penetrate. You know what I mean? Another thing you want to consider is having like probably ear protection by your bedside or something like that. A lot of people believe in that. I don't have ear protection because I got a funny feeling that if I hear boom, 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 I'm not going to put my ear pros on. And I'd rather have blown out ears going like, huh, than to be in the dirt not saying nothing. So I'll deal with the ear damage after I save my life and my loved one's life. You know what I'm saying? But that's your choice. You got to make that decision. As far as, is the firearm going to be loaded by your bedside? If you have children in your house, I suggest not. Me, it's loaded and it's racked with one in there. And so all I got to do is grab it, identify the target, and then let it go, okay? So, but that's because I don't have small children. I don't have any kids in my house for that matter. So I can get away with that theory. Now, The second item that I'm gonna have, let me show you let me start off first. So my second firearm, so I don't want to have an AR-15 in my layout. So that's ruled out, AR-15, I can't have that. I can't have 308, can't have 5.56, can't have 223. It's gonna over penetrate if I miss, because you're shooting one projectile, and if you miss, it'll keep going until it hits something hard. Okay, so that's why I rule those out. So I went with shotguns. Now, for the last 3 or 4 years, this is a clear weapon YouTube, by the way. This is a clear weapon. There's nothing in the tubes. I can't really show that, but I don't know if you can see it. These tubes are empty. You can hear there's nothing in there. So this is my KSG. And this bad boy was my primary home defense for the last 4 years. And thank God I never had to use it. And you know, reason why I like this is because the shotgun, first of all, does a lot of damage. I also like the fact that it's got major capacity. This thing can hold 22 minis. I don't know if you can see that. This thing can hold 22 minis, or it could hold, in each tube it could hold 7 2 3/4 shells. So that'll give you 2 tubes, that'll give you 14, plus 1 on top, that's 15. That's a lot of capacity for a shotgun. Very good, very, very good. I think it's one of the best ones out there. One of the best bullpups for capacity out there, okay? Another thing I like about the KSG is that it's compact. It's very small. I mean, this is a very small, about 32 inches in total length, I think, maybe a little bit under, but it's very small, and so you can maneuver around corners like real quick. You don't have to worry about nothing poking out. So you can get around corners and get on target fast. And the other thing I like about it is that the way I got it set up, the recoil is mitigated big time with this recoil pad, and then with this howitzer muzzle brake. So what that did was just knock down the recoil tremendously. So it's good to go, man. It's a great home defense firearm. Like I said, capacity, you got 6 shells right here, you got 7 right here, and like I said, you can put 15 in here, or you can put 22. That's a lot of capacity. So if you kind of get pinned down in some part of your house, you can probably conceivably shoot your way out of there. Now, what people need to realize, the reason why shotguns is a great home defense is because there's 9mm pellets in this double-aught buck right here. So when this hits soft tissue, that's 9mm coming at that person at 1,300 feet per second. That's like a that's like a pound of bricks, 10 pounds of bricks dropping on your chest at 5 feet. I mean, that's gonna be devastating. You know, there's stories behind shotguns, the devastation that they do. So this was my original home defense shotgun, and I'm not saying it's never gonna go back there, because I'm gonna have multiple shotguns in my new location, so it'll come back and play, and it's just a great shotgun. And man, you know, there's nothing you can say. It doesn't fail me. You probably heard some stories about it, but it's never failed me. When I first got it, I had to work a few things out, oil it up a little bit. Other than that, no problems at all. So KSG, that's definitely a good choice. If you don't have a shotgun and you're looking for capacity, and you don't want to buy multiple shotguns, and you just want to make sure you got that capacity covered, and you want a pump shotgun, this is the way to go. Now the IWI Tavor 12, that one is a semi-automatic one. But if you want a pump, this is the way to go, man, for capacity, okay? And compactness, very small, very, very small. Now, this shotgun, another pump shotgun, clear weapon tube. There's nothing in there. Nothing up in there. It's an empty chamber. This one, the 590S. Another thing about that KSG, it shoots all shells, 2 3/4, 3 inch, and the 1 3/4 minis. Same with this one, the 590S series. You see the S. That's because this one shoots all 3 shells too. This is a great shotgun. Just kind of put this one together. Very nice, very comfortable. The stock it just makes it so much better. So this is a great shotgun. Now, the reason why this one, you know, like I said, when I move, it'll be in home defense, but it won't be primary because, you know, it's a nice shotgun. If I have to use it, it'll end up being impounded for a while and all that kind of stuff. Same with the KSG, and these are not really low price point shotguns. So it had me thinking like, well, what are you gonna do about that? So what I decided to do was buy the Maverick 88, and then I converted it to the Shockwave format. Now I still got the stock for it, so I can always put that back on there. I mean, it's not a big deal. I can just throw this back on here, and we back into a full-size shotgun for the full stock. But, and this is a clear weapon to YouTube. Nothing up in there. Nothing in there. Nothing in the tube. So this one, the reason why I got this because I wanted another home defense shotgun, but I didn't want to have the KSG or the 590S because of their price point. I thought like, man, I need to find a reliable shotgun at a lower price point. So if I use it, I won't be out of a really high-end shotgun, but I don't want to give up reliability. So I went over to a couple guys' YouTube channels, Autumare Outdoors and Market Finn, and you know, a whole bunch of other guys. They had the Maverick 88 and they were raving about it, and I was like, okay. So at this price point and the reliability and the versatility, again, this shoots all of them too because I put that Defender Tactical adapter up in there. It allows you to shoot all shells. So that's all 3 of these shoot all shells. That's pretty cool. But yeah, so I put this into home defense. Again, you want to have a light, you know, you want to have a light on your shotgun for home defense. Any home defense item, even your pistols, you want lights on them so you can see what you're getting at. So I put this in that home defense mode because of the lower price point. If it gets used, if it gets locked up, you're not out of a, you know, very expensive item, firearm, but you don't give up the reliability. So it kind of just made sense, really, you know, and so I like it. And again, shotguns are very good home defense firearms because, you know, the layout, you're going to be at close range, and you figure 9 feet, 10 feet in, and you blast one of these off and you hit your target. I mean, it's just going to be devastating. And you fight the follow-up shot, it's going to be 9 more. And then if you have to do another one, 9 more. So now you're looking at 27 9mm bullets going into your target off 3 trigger pulls. I mean, that's just devastating. And you saw my videos of how devastating these things can be. And so that's what make these shotguns very, very good home defense items. And I got it in this configuration because it's, you know, by the bedside, it's a little bit easier to wield, which brings me to the other reason why I put this in home defense is because it's light. This one is not really super heavy, but as you can see, I mean, look at the distance on that. See, look at that. It's a lot easier to get around with this one. This one's a little heavier, and the KSG is definitely heavier, but this one is light. So this one is like, it's like really light. So in the middle of the night, you pull this out, boom, you know, you can just get right on target. So that was the theory behind it. It's lighter, it's more compact, smaller, and you know, the capacity is 5+1 on a 2 3/4. You got 6 shells right here. If you put minis in here, you can put 8 in here, and minis in that one you can put 10, and a KSG 22. But for my home defense, I'm running double-aught buck. I'm not running minis because I saw too much after looking at my shot patterns and the spread and all that kind of stuff, and a couple of stories I saw. I think I was gonna stick with double-aught buck. I saw who was the YouTuber? He did a story. He's an ex-military SWAT guy, and he was saying he wasn't convinced on shotguns until he got on duty. Well, no, he said in Vietnam he realized that shotguns are devastating. He saw a guy get his leg blown off with a Winchester 75 or something like that, Winchester 75, 87. I can't remember model number, but he's an older dude, so Winchester, they had them in Vietnam, and he said the dude, his whole leg was blown off. So, and that was at, like he said, less than 10 feet away. So that's pretty devastating. And then when he was in SWAT, he saw a guy get half his face blown off with a shotgun. It was, what he said was a Remington 870. Was it Remington 870, I think he was? Or I can't remember what shotgun it was, but it was a 12-gauge shotgun, bottom line. He said when he came into the room, the dude's half his face was on the ground with the teeth inside of the jaw. I ain't trying to get gory, but, and so it's very devastating. So it's not a lot of testimony of people taking direct hits from shotguns and live to tell about it. So that's very convincing, and there's too many testimonies of people missing with handguns at close range, or the caliber of the pistol didn't knock down the threat. So people high on drugs and methamphetamine and fentanyl, this will wake them up. This will definitely wake the bad guy or bad girl up and send them to their maker. So it's just something to think about, man. What home defense you gonna roll with? Like I said, I suggest, a pistol and a shotgun. It's gonna be based on the layout of your home. Some people are gonna have different setups. Some people are gonna say, I got a 5.56, I got 300 blackout, I got FN, but it's probably based on the layout of your home. These two work good in my home. I don't give up a lot of capacity. 10-round mag, I got another one by the nightstand with, so that's 20 rounds of 45 ACP. And then I got all this. And then also I forgot to mention is that I also keep, just in case it gets a little greasy, I keep this laying around right next to the bed too with this. So that's a lot of rounds. Again, the KSG can fix all that, just having all that inside of it, but it's a little heavier and a little bigger. But again, more than this, you need more than this. It was an assassination. It wasn't a home invasion. So just something to think about. Get you guys a shotgun. I'm totally convinced now, and I don't think you'll be disappointed for the most part. If you take it to the range and you see, I will say this, if you live outdoors, if you can get to outdoors, it's much more fun, and I'll suggest you to shoot steel, because that way you can zero in, or you can get better with your aiming, so you can hear it, hit that steel. Paper kind of doesn't do much for it, just obliterates it, so you don't really get to see too much of the point of contact unless you bring the target back up to you. But yeah, man, I just wanted to do that little, the importance of having a good home defense setup, man. So in the comment box, let me know what you guys got for your home defense setup. What do you guys roll with, and what was the reasoning behind what you picked for your home defense? I'm pretty sure some of the reasons is going to be what I mentioned, the layout of your home, neighbors, proximity, and stuff like that. And also it's going to be based on what you have. Like some people just they don't have a lot of firearms, so they're going to have what they have. But you can still explain how you got it set up, and how much ammo you keep around you. And if you're in a restricted state, don't even worry about it. This is 5+1, this is 10+1, and I'm not nervous about it at all. This will get you out of a nice jam. But just keep in mind, the shotgun shell is going to give you more ballistic impact in the short distance in your home, and the intruders pretty much, they don't like being shot. No matter how tough they are or how high they are, when they see the comrade go get their chest blown off or they have their face blown off. And that's the good thing about a shotgun. If you just hit one part of the limb, leg, or scrape the side of the face, it's taking a lot of it with it. So you just got to get on target. You don't have to get direct center mass. You need to just get a part of the neck, face, head, forehead, arm, leg, and that will definitely wake the bad guy up and get you up out of your home, man. So let me know what you guys got going on. What's your approach for your home defense setup? What kind of ammo you run? Do you have multiple firearms all out your house? If you got children, I'd love to hear how you guys set up, because you can't have a lot of stuff laying around. So it'll be interesting to see what you guys do with small children in your home and stuff like that. And yeah, man. And I'll get back to you guys in the next video. Let me know what you think about my shotguns. I mean, they're pretty nice. I'm pretty proud of them, and I just like the fact that I can activate any of these in any kind of application and not have to worry about jams and misfeeds and what kind of ammo I'm going to use. I can just run any kind of ammo I choose, and that's another reason why I like them, man. So yeah, man, like, comment, subscribe, man. Hit your boy up, drop some subscription, share the video if you want, and let me know what you guys think about these shotguns. All right, man. Stay blessed. Peace.